Riunite, it tastes so fine. Riunite, pure and natural wine. Riunite on ice. Riunite, so nice. Riunite.
Blast from the past. That's a 1984 commercial for Riunite. It helped change how Americans think of wine. It was brought here by Banfi Vintners. The importer has a remarkable history. Christina Mariani May is the co-executive officer and the granddaughter of the founder. Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you for having me here today to showcase some wines.
So fun to see that old commercial. Whose idea was it to bring Riunite over and to do that kind of advertising for it?
Well, it was really my father, John Mariani's. He wanted to see Americans really enjoying more wine and drinking less beverages during the 60s. And he had spent time in Italy and knew of a great wine called Lambrusco.
Right, yeah.
And its style was very different than other Italian wines. Fun, light, refreshing, and with some good advertising, he was able to bring it into the U.S.
And he really convinced Americans that wine is not just something for a special occasion. You can have it with a cookout. You can have it on a Thursday. You know,
wine is food. Wine is not, a lot of people think it should be cellared and aged for a long time. And it's like, no, today is the moment. Every day is a good day to celebrate, and it's a great day to open a bottle of wine, whether it's a serious wine or a fun-loving wine.
Christina, you're third generation in the family business, which started in 1919 in Greenwich Village?
In Greenwich Village. So my grandfather actually started the company, and he was raised by his aunt Banfi, and she was the head of the household for Pope Pius XI, and the only woman who was non-clergy to move within the Vatican walls.
No.
Wow.
So it's a neat story, and he raised her, and he came back to America and started a small importing house in 1919 in Greenwich Village.
So tell us what you brought with you today. Happy Friday.
Well, delicious, different wines. So we have a variety because it's summertime. Still 4th of July weekend, carrying over the festivities. So we've been in the wine business a long time, but we also brought some wines from our Tuscan estate called Castello Banfi.
Right.
And it's a beautiful estate that my father and my uncle built in the 1970s from scratch.
Wow.
In the town of Montalcino. And what we brought here today, so all light, fun, refreshing wines, but we have our San Angelo Pinot Grigio.
That's this one here on the right.
Which is the first right one.
I'm testing here.
And this one right
Keep
here.
talking, I'm
And why
tasting.
is this a good wine for summer?
Because it's got beautiful crispness, no oak. It's 100% Pinot Grigio, but because the San Angelo comes from the Tuscan hills, you get a little more tropical fruit, a little more roundness. So while it's light and crisp, it still has a good richness because of that Tuscan style.
And what would it go well with?
Really, seafood. Anything shrimp, octopus, something that Eric would have caught, alligator. A little wild turtle.
A little
Wild turtle, and you put a little bit of good olive oil from Tuscany on it. A little shark.
All right, let's go to this one.
So this now is our Centenary Rosé.
Okay.
So with the rosés, you get a little hint of the red wine added for color. And that little bit of red is meant to give you just a little bit of cherry, strawberry, and essence, but dry. You can get rosés that can be very sweet, and this one's dry and crisp.
And now some people prefer red wine, but in the summer, is there a particular kind of red wine you want to look for?
You always want to look for maybe red wines that could be chilled, that aren't going to be so heavy. And this is a really fun, unique, love at first sip wine called Rosa Regale.
Oh, it's
Do you notice?
carbonated a little bit.
It's got a spritz. It's made from a grape called Brachetto. It's a little sweet.
It's quite sweet. Wow.
Serve it chilled. And while it's sweet, it's got this high acidity that just wakes you up. It's like a firecracker.
And very quickly, because we have to go, just tell
Yes.
us about how much we'd be paying for these.
The San Angelo is about $12. The Centenary is about $10, and the Rosa Regale is about $19. So a good range for different styles, different weather, different foods.
Got it.
All right, Christina Mariani, thanks so much for bringing the wine in this morning.